Next on All Access.
Ran it right down the sideline to the 40.
Very exciting. That's the main thing, and also you got to have good blocking in order for that to happen. So I definitely commend my teammates.
Grogan's back. He looks to throw. Lets her go. Right sideline. There's a catch, and the Patriots have a touchdown.
Touchdown, Patriots!
Very explosive offensive team. Here's Hopkins over the middle, making a tough catch as we've seen it make so many of, and then spin out a tackle here and, turn into a 35-yard touchdown.
Is there hope?
You got to find a way to win 10 games.
I always go back to 2018. There wasn't a lot of hope at the end of that year, and they did find their stride and showed that anything is possible.
The Bills dominate the Patriots as New England loses its second straight game. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. Prime time is not the Patriots' time. The recent gap between the Bills and the Patriots has never seemed greater. But with a 6-6 record, New England still has their whole season in front of them as they prepare for a Monday night matchup in the desert. We'll preview the Cardinals game, but begin with the sights and sounds from last week's loss in Foxborough.
Let's go! Let's go, New England! Let's go! Let's go!
Josh Allen, he's going down the chimney tonight.
So I came here today to celebrate the boys. Let's go!
Only thing I'm gonna tell you is today, you get all of me! Everything I got, I'm leaving it here today. For y'all, everything in me, I'm leaving it out right here. That's all I need to be said. This circle, everything you got, 60 minutes or more. Let's dominate, fellas. Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Puncher the ball security and catch and runs. Let's go.
Takes the snap, play fake inside throw, left for Marcus Jones. Looks ahead to the 40, 35-30, 25-20. The rookie is loose to the 10. He scores! Touchdown, Patriots! To his right, Allen outside the pocket. He's being chased by Matt Wilson. He throws along the sideline. He finds a receiver. Touchdown, Buffalo.
So we got to go down and try to get a score before halftime.
41, he takes the snap with a fake inside. He's chased by Uche, who gets it. The ball is loose. It's going to be picked up by Judon. The Patriots stop the clock with 1:20 to go.
Hell yeah! Hey, the runs are gonna be there, all right? The runs are gonna be there.
Give to Ramondre Stevenson, runs it up the middle, breaks a tackle across the 50, and drives a pair of defenders to the 45 of Buffalo. Quick throw out to the left, caught by Henry.
Aplarty. The kick by Folk, airborne to the uprights. Bad kick, and it hits off the goalpost and careens no good. Allen hands it off, a run up the middle by Singletary. Into the end zone on his feet. Touchdown Buffalo. Matt takes the snap, he dances in the pocket, he's being pressured, he's chased, escapes an ankle tackle by Basham. Jones pulls up, Basham stays in the play, Mack circles back, running wide, he's going backward to the 40, circles forward to the 35, pulls up, throws it deep to the end zone, nearly intercepted. As the ball lands incomplete, Xavier Rhodes on the coverage.
It starts with us, okay, and then it goes everywhere else. Okay? Each and every play on offense, 11 people have to do their job.
Patriots now have 5 games left to try to fight their way into postseason contention.
So a look at the standings shows the Bills and Dolphins have switched positions in the AFC East. In the conference, the Chiefs' loss vaults the Bills into a top spot, while the Jets and Chargers' losses help the Patriots stay alive.
Coming up on All Access.
The next mobile quarterback to face the Patriots, Arizona's Kyler Murray.
You've got to be able to defend, all 53 and a third yards there, and or a little gap up the middle, and there he goes.
But first, a conversation with Marcus Jones.
The first thing whenever I got here was to make sure I learned the playbook and just do however I can help the team. That was the main thing that came to mind.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. By Pepsi, Patriots watching better with Pepsi. And by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off.
Welcome into the Social Media Minute. I'm Tamara Brown. Last week was My Cause, My Cleats, where the players had the opportunity to wear their heart on their feet. Players took to social media to showcase their passions, including Jonathan Jones, who highlighted his daughter Skylar by teaming up with Play Like a Girl. To see more of the Patriots cleats for the initiative, visit patriots.com. Lawrence Guy was named a nominee for the 2022 Walter Payton Man of the Year. Fans, you have the opportunity to vote for Lawrence Guy by using the hashtag WPMOY Challenge and tagging him in your post or using his last name. The player whose unique mention is used the most between December 6th and January 8th will receive a $25,000 contribution to his charity of choice, while the second and third place finishers will receive $10,000 and $5,000 donations, all courtesy of Nationwide. Fan voting has also begun for the 2023 Pro Bowl. You can vote for your favorite Patriots player by using the hashtag Pro Bowl Vote and either tagging the Patriots player or using their last name. That's all for this week's Social Media Minute. I'm Tamara Brown.
The Patriots are winless in 3 tries on primetime this season. Can Monday night's matchup in Arizona begin a push to the postseason? New England enjoyed a brief break after their Thursday night game, but we're back at work determined to turn things around beginning Monday night in Arizona.
People want to win, right? That's why you play this game, in my opinion, is to win. And, look what I can do better, first of all, what my group can do better, and then what we can do better as an offense.
We're not sitting here talking about our record and licking our wounds and calling it a day. Now, we're ready to go, ready to win games, and right now we're focusing on Arizona and focusing on getting a win there.
Standing in their way is yet another mobile quarterback. This week, it's Kyler Murray.
He's a good quarterback. We also understand he's a good mobile quarterback, right? He's looking to throw the ball. So it's one of those we have to make sure we keep him in the pocket and control his ability to make big plays.
New England must control what they can control and focus on themselves to get back to their winning ways.
A lot of people fall in love with a lot of different things, but to fall in love with actually working day in, day out, like the grind of playing football, fall in love with that, because that's what's going to keep you consistently putting out your best effort day after day. You fall in love with that, you never go wrong.
Marcus Jones ranks first in the NFL in total return yards with 745 yards.
He cuts to the right, tries to get outside. He does to the 45-50. Right sideline 45. Clipped down from behind.
He is first in the league with a 14.7 punt return average, and tied for third in the league with a 25.1 kick return average.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining me now is Patriots defensive back. I don't know, call you defensive back, call you a wide receiver, call you everything. Marcus Jones, in first year in the NFL, first year with the Patriots. How's it going for you?
It's going good. A little transition that's a little different and everything, play speed-wise and just the adjustments day by day.
I was going to ask you that. What has been the biggest change making that jump?
Definitely the game speed.
Game speed?
You know, bigger, faster guys. You know, these guys here that's playing now is bigger and faster and stronger. So.
You won the Paul Hornung Award as the most versatile player in college football. Now that you're in the pros, how has that versatility helped you?
Honestly, not at all. The first thing whenever I got here was to make sure I learned the playbook and just do however I can help the team. That was the main thing that came to mind.
Is it fun? Do you like being able to play both ways?
Oh yeah, definitely, because it's one of those situations to where not a lot of people get to be able to even have the opportunity to do it. So however I can help the team, that's the main thing on my mind. I'm gonna do it. So.
Okay, so you're out there to practice, right? Are you in demand like both places?
It just depends. You know, wherever coach tell me that I need to be, I'll be there. So.
Stab left, ran it right, down the sideline, to the 40, to the 50. Marcus Jones down the middle to the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots!
How exciting is it to be able to take a ball, return it, and take it to the house?
Very exciting. It's different because you have to pass like 11 players in order to get to the end zone.
Good point. I never thought of it that way.
But yeah, that's the main thing. And also you got to have good blocking in order for that to happen. So I definitely commend my teammates.
Do you envision that the night before? Do you see yourself setting up like that, setting up plays like that?
You definitely have to have the vision before the night, you know, also watching it on film and things like that.
How much has Troy Brown been a factor here for you? How much has he helped you? He was so good at returning, so good at being a receiver, so good at being a defensive back.
Mm-hmm. He always on me, you know, day by day, and just telling me about the consistency of reading how the ball comes off the foot and everything like that. And after that, he just tell me to read the blocks and set up the return. So that's the main thing that I try to do every time.
Just little things like that go a long way, don't they?
Definitely. Small little details have a lot to do in the game of this, you know, of this caliber.
As a wide receiver, being able to score the way you scored, was that play in the playbook right away? The screen pass?
It was one of those situations to where it's a read. So maybe we'll run it, maybe we'll not. But the thing that helped out was I could play defense, so I can kind of see, you know, what type of defense they ended up running at the time. And Mac seen it as well. Mac made the great read in order for it to happen.
When you got it, your eyes get wide open? And do you ever look at the Jumbotron?
Whenever I ended up running towards the end, you can kind of see that I looked up at the Jumbotron just to make sure no one was behind me.
It's been a great year for you so far.
Thank you.
Good luck in Arizona.
Thank you.
Take the show on the road. Come back with a win.
Yes, sir.
Marcus Jones, our guest. We'll be back for more Patriots All Access right after this.
Behind him, they run it, and an easy run to the end zone. Two-score lead once again for the Wakefield Warriors.
Congratulations to Wakefield High School football coach John Rafferty. His Warriors capped off a perfect 13-0 season with a thrilling win over Milton in the Division III Super Bowl at Gillette Stadium. For that, Rafferty has been selected as our high school coach of the year. It was Wakefield's first undefeated and untied season since the 1970 Warriors accomplished the feat, a team Rafferty was the captain of.
Isn't it something that it took a former player to come back to his alma mater to get him up and running?
Presenting the award is Patriot and Pro Football Hall of Fame player Andre Tippett. The Patriots Charitable Foundation will donate $2,000 to the Wakefield football program in honor of Coach Rafferty. In addition, Rafferty will join nominees from 31 other NFL markets for the Don Shula Award, which includes trips to the Pro Bowl and Super Bowl 57.
I'm here receiving the award, but there's so many people that had so much involvement, in this situation.
Congratulations, Coach Rafferty. It's a great day to be a Warrior.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and talk with Coach Belichick now. Coach, is one of the benefits playing on Thursday, does it give you the time to sort of look back and reassess some of the things that went wrong in the Buffalo game before the team comes back after a short 3-day break to sort of, 13 weeks into it, maybe fix a couple things?
Sure. Yeah, it's a little bit of a mini bye. Gives everybody a chance to rest a little bit, give the players a few days off, and give the coaches a chance to reflect and see where we are, and also look ahead to the final third of the season.
I think it's hard for some people around here to remember that just one Thursday ago against the Vikings, you guys threw for 382 yards. I know you wanted to build off that. What in your mind, when you look at that, prevented you guys from sort of advancing things that went really well against the Vikings as opposed to what didn't go so well against the Bills?
Yeah, well, we had too many breakdowns and in just different areas. One play to be one thing, another play to be something else, and we weren't able to convert on a couple of third down situations that we should have been able to convert on. That would have led to more plays, more opportunities, and we just had too many short drives in the first half.
Facing another mobile quarterback in Kyler Murray, and each guy is different in their own respect. Just got off a game against Josh Allen, played against Lamar Jackson earlier in the year. Rodgers is mobile within the pocket in a different way. Mm-hmm. How much stacking those guys on top of each other does it help you prepare to play against a guy like Kyler where, and we'll take a look at him here, I'm sure, in the Belestrator, where no play is ever dead?
Yeah, well, all those players you mentioned are a little bit different, and I'd say they just have different skills, and certainly dealing with a guy like Josh Allen, as big, strong, and physical as he is just different than Murray, who's quicker and I don't know, maybe a little faster and maybe a little more elusive, but just not as big, not as strong. Right. So each guy has kind of their different ways of using their skills and the way they kind of see and play the game. So I think you have to. There's a general thing, but then also I think you have to look individually at them and defend them for what their skills and their talents are.
All right, another tough test. All right, time now for the Ace Ticket Twitter question of the week, and it comes from @JimLeBlanc12. Let's talk about Monday Night Football. The original crew of Howard Cosell. Did you ever meet Howard Cosell? I'm sure you'd met Dandy Don. You've met probably Frank Gifford in your days with the Giants. The great Al Michaels, Jim Nantz. You guys always talk to the best in your production meetings prior to the game. But have you ever run across Cosell? Have you ever history there?
No, not much history with Cosell or Meredith, but certainly with Frank Gifford. Frank, I spent several nights and days with him, so he was just a great guy. But I certainly watched a lot of Monday Night Football, but I didn't have too much chance to interact with them. But it's done a lot for football. Certainly, the popularity of football and extended the game from the weekend into Monday. And really, Monday Night Football was your chance to see the highlights from not in your local game, but from
Sunday
nationally.
Games.
Yeah,
Sure.
all the Sunday games. You see the 2 or 3 minutes of highlights. I remember being with the Colts and the Lions early in my career that everybody kind of wanted to get home by halftime just to see the highlights from the day before. So. All
right, good stuff right there. If you want to ask the coach a question, you have to follow the team on Twitter @Patriots, hashtag it AskBB. Belestrator with the Cardinals, so we're going to take a look at.
Well, they've got some explosive players on offense and, a couple of their big draft choices on defense.
So have that guy DeAndre Hopkins too, right?
They sure do.
All right. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this, and then we'll have the Belestrator for you.
Coming up on All Access.
Some key Patriots weigh in on one of America's premier sporting events coming to Gillette Stadium.
I know that New England's going to open its arms and really embrace Army-Navy game. You know, the New England sports fan is going to make it that much better.
But first, relive some magical Monday night memories.
Firing down the middle pass is intercepted by Devin McCourty. Runs it left 25-30 to the 40. Speeding past the 50. Sprinting to the 40. A blocker in front at the 20. 15-10. Goodbye. Pick six.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, the official bank of the New England Patriots. By AdCare. Be recovery strong. Speak up. Reach out. Ask for help. Call AdCare at 800-ALCOHOL. And by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bars. Effortless shave in one efficient stroke.
You got football, you got family. What are you doing your day off? You make the time. Thank you guys for coming. It's a huge opportunity for me to be able to host this every year, and that you guys were able to come here and do this. I'm big into education because I'm dyslexic. I got dyscalculia. So there's a lot of stuff that prides me of how can I give somebody the step ahead. I think people need to understand that we make time out of our day to make sure that we could go out to the community with the resources we have, but we could make sure we could uplift. And this is something that somebody did for me when I was growing up. Like, I had a lot of challenges, and somebody took their time to help me. But I also want to take this time to let you know and encourage you that nobody, when I mean nobody, could tell you what you can and cannot do. You are the own power in your own hand. Like, everything that you guys are going to be receiving today are items that we use in our own household, and we just want to make sure that your special day of bringing this life in, of being a new mom or becoming to be a new mom, is the same feeling that we got when we became parents our first self, when we had our oldest right here.
The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award recognizes NFL players who have exhibited excellence on the field and whose passion to impact lives extends beyond the game. This year, we are once again nominating Lawrence Guy Sr. and his wife, Andrea.
I always tell people it's not about how much money you spend, it's about the time that you go out there and spend with individuals. We have this platform to use for the good, and I say everybody has a voice in here. Use your voice. Your voice will be heard. Doesn't matter how big, how small. Just go out there and try to change the individual's life. Because you don't know who you might touch and who you might inspire to be great.
This profile is brought to you by Pepsi.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. It's not hyperbole to suggest that Monday Night Football is one of the great cultural institutions in our country. For 52 years now, there's been one game televised to the entire nation on that night. And for half a century, there have been many memorable moments, several including your New England Patriots.
We have to say it. Remember, this is just a football game, no matter who wins or loses. An unspeakable tragedy confirmed to us by ABC News in New York City. John Lennon, outside of his apartment building on the west side of New York City, the most famous perhaps of all of the Beatles, shot twice in the back, rushed to Roosevelt Hospital, dead on arrival.
Here it is. Grogan's back. He looks to throw. Lets her go. Right sideline. There's a catch, and the Patriots have a touchdown.
Direct snap to Bledsoe. Here's the blitz. He looks. He fires. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown, Patriots. Deshaun Jefferson.
I mean, there's a part of me that says you could almost take a safety.
That's not a bad thought.
Yeah,
they did it.
That's what they did. Yep. That's what they did. It hit the goalpost. That's a safety.
Waiting the snap on 1st and 10 at the Denver 18. He's got it. Looking to the throw. Fires to the left. Caught. David Givens. Touchdown. Tom Brady. 18 yards to David Givens with 30 seconds to go. Brandon fields the punt for Miami. He'll get the kick away from the 15. It's blocked. It's blocked. And the Patriots have it inside the Miami Dolphin 15-yard line. And he back to throw. The rush, he steps up, goes over the middle, it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Chung. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10-5. Thank you, Patrick Chung. Touchdown, Patriots. Brady takes the snap, back to throw, gets rid of it down the field. Caught, 20-yard line, 30, 35, 40, down the left sideline. He's going to go the distance. A 99-yard touchdown play. How about that?
Unbelievable.
How about that?
Anderson on 3rd and 10, dropping back and firing down the middle. Pass is intercepted by Devin McCourty. Runs it left, 25-30 to the 40. Speeding past the 50. Sprinting to the 40. A blocker in front at the 20. 15-10. Goodbye. Pick 6. Devin McCourty. Out of the I formation. Jakob Johnson, the fullback, in front of Damian Harris. Only a couple of steps behind. Toss comes to the near side for Harris. He runs through a big hole, and he's gone to the 50. A burst to the 40. Alone to the 20. Damian Harris to the house. Touchdown, Patriots.
I think it's just a great opportunity. This is always like the intense time of the season for us football-wise, but it's just an important and special time of the year, I think, for everyone. So to be able to come here today, take young kids shopping, get a coat and a hat and gloves, getting a present for someone special.
What do you need again? Let's go for hoodie.
Just be able to walk around and buy different gifts, and I think allow a kid an opportunity for an hour and a half, for everything to just be about them and getting their needs. It's a special time and happy to be a part of it.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for the Belestrator. Coach, 3 quick looks here at the Cardinals. Starts with, obviously, their defense.
Yep. Well, this is a couple of their big draft choices here recent years. Simmons down here playing kind of the nickel position, and Baker playing in the deep part of the field, and assists the Rams against cover 2. And on this middle read play, Simmons comes down here, and Simmons is a tall kid. He's about 6'4", long arms, and gets his hand in there and tips the ball and tips it over to Baker. And, you know, Baker's a very explosive, hard-hitting, active player, very active player on their defense, on the team. And you can see just, you know, he gets the ball here. He's having fun with it.
It's a good return right there. And you can see why the ball's thrown there. A lot of space in the middle. And then, boom, it closes right away.
Yeah, Simmons is a big, long kid.
Okay.
This is Kyler Murray. So this will be a big challenge for us. We've seen several athletic quarterbacks this year, and Kyler's very fast and a very quick one. So this is a design play here where they have a sweep going to the halfback this way, and if that's not covered, then they hand it to him. If it is taken, then Murray runs the ball behind the guard and tackle who are pulling around to the offensive right, and he gets a little seam there, and there he goes. So
that's hard to defend too, because you got trips to one side plus the back, so you got 4 perimeter guys to that left side.
Yep.
You got to stay at home. Read your keys, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. They're attacking both edges. So they have an outside play over here, and if that's defended, then they have an off tackle to outside play on the other side of the field. So you've got to be able to defend, you know, all 53 and a third yards there, and or a little gap up the middle, and there he goes. So this guy can eat up a lot of yards in a hurry. He's fast, and you can see that you know, a couple of guys from Seattle had the angle on him, but they're having trouble catching him.
Get a chance to take a hit on him there, too, if you don't want to stay in bounds. All right, and moving on, he's got a pretty good receiver in number 10 here.
Well, DeAndre Hopkins, they move him around, and he plays a lot of different spots, outside, inside, in the slot. And here, this is a play where Murray gets the defense to flinch and jump in the neutral zone. You can see the flag go up right there.
Free play.
Free play. And here's Hopkins over the middle, you know, making a tough catch, as we've seen him make so many of, and then spin out of tackle here and, you know, turn into 35-yard touchdown. So very explosive offensive team. You know, Coach Kingsbury has a lot of, loves to throw the ball, and well-balanced team. They do a good job and have some very good skill players.
Good memories out there. Good luck getting back on track. Monday Night Football.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
All right, there you go. There's your Belestrator. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Putnam Investments. Putnam Investments and the New England Patriots, proud partners committed to an active game plan on the field and off. By Pepsi. Patriots watching? Better with Pepsi. And by Dan O'Brien Auto. Come in to any Dan O'Brien Auto Group store today and get your awesome protection plan. Keeping it awesome.
New England sports fans better get ready for Army-Navy.
Yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for the people in the New England area to see the Army-Navy game. It's really a classic. It's more than a game. It's the march on of both brigades and the Brigade of Midshipmen, the Corps Cadets, and everything that goes with the game.
Christian Anderson, touchdown Army!
You know, there are a lot of regional games, Ohio State and Michigan, Auburn, Alabama, USC, UCLA. This is a national game.
Touchdown Navy! What a run!
Everybody's got a connection to Army or Navy. It really just transcends the entire nation. The dignitaries that come really brings out quite an attraction that is, I think, pretty unique. Really unlike any other game I've been a part of. I've been at some big college games and some big pro games. The Army-Navy games, it's special.
Navy takes over, and Navy's going to win it.
I know that New England's going to open its arms and really embrace Army-Navy game. You know, the New England sports fan is going to make it that much better.
It's Navy in an upset.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access, everyone. And I'm Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perrell. First of all, Army-Navy. That's big.
That's going to be good.
I'm looking forward to that.
Definitely.
We all are.
Definitely.
Army-Navy here in Fox.
Absolutely. All the pageantry.
Different. Very different.
I love it.
I'm here for
Definitely.
that.
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. What's the story of this football team? We're talking about the Patriots now.
A little
What is
less
the
exciting
story?
than the Army-Navy pageantry. Yeah, I mean, it's not great, Steve. I mean, they lost a couple in a row, and I think even worse than losing Thursday night, Mike, and I know you wrote a lot about this, and just the way that they kind of listlessly went about their business, especially offensively. There wasn't a lot of, what we've become accustomed to, like the precise nature of the offense and, pushing the pedal to the metal. It just seemed like about halfway through there was a resignation on the part of the offense that we can't move the ball and we're not going to be able to score enough points tonight. And it was, quite frankly, it was kind of a lackluster, boring performance.
When I think about the Patriots under Bill Belichick, guys, some givens, good fundamentals, ball security, one step ahead on the sideline with the 2-minute offense, managing timeouts, not seeing it. That's the part that concerns me the most about this team. It makes me wonder if you say, what's the story with this team? Well, I'd say it's un-Patriot-like. The things we had come to believe would be givens, they're not showing themselves consistently.
And just to follow up on what Mike is talking about, that was a big game Thursday night. You're playing your arch rivals right now in the AFC East in Buffalo, and in the first 2 drives you put the ball on the ground twice. You were able to recover both of them, and you got away with it. But your ball security, as Mike said. And then at the end of the first half, after in Minnesota you had some hiccups managing the clock at the end of the first half, the very next game you'd think you'd have that kind of ironed out. They needed 2 timeouts, Steve, to get a yard to move the first down chains, and I thought that just that whole operation was awful.
One other thing to add on, you're back in punt formation, and the clock just winds down, the play clock winds down. You just give away 5 yards. So these are the things they got to tighten up going
So that brings me to this question, okay, because the coaching staff is taking a lot of heat. How much of it is the players? Do the players need to look in the mirror themselves?
Yeah, and we're not absolving the coaches, but I agree with you, Steve. I think it's all falling on Bill Belichick's decision to put Matt Patricia where he is and Joe Judge where he is, and I don't think the players are really been as accountable as they need to be. I don't think they've played that well. I think there have been times where it's been sloppy. When we talked about the ball security issues, and Stevenson's been outstanding, for the most part in the season, but he was involved with both of those instances where the ball's on the ground. So, get the ball downfield, make plays. I mean, you are allowed to make a play after a catch. There was a lot of complaining about the short nature of the passing game.
Yeah.
Make a guy miss, break a tackle, find a way to move the chains. I do think the players have been left a little bit unaccountable.
Very fair point, and I would say offensively, make a block, right? Like sometimes it just comes down to make a block. This is pure fundamentals, going back to training camp. Defensively, don't give up on the play. Like Josh Allen, sensational quarterback. He's going to the sideline. It looks like he's about to run out of bounds.
They stopped playing.
They stopped playing.
Yeah, in the end zone.
In the end zone, they stopped playing. It wasn't one guy.
Right.
It's like three guys.
No, I hear you.
So to your point, and I actually heard this in the locker room from the players.
No,
so
not everybody stopped playing.
Not everybody, but I heard this. They said we all have to be accountable. Now let's see if they can take those words and turn them into action.
What does Mac Jones need to do to turn things around? Can he turn this team around?
Yeah, I mean, I would put him in this category of accountability. When I say that, Mike, I use that term. I didn't necessarily mean among themselves, but it just seems like we're all quick to say it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's the coach's fault. Everything is about the structure of the way they have it set up. Mac Jones, I think, needs to have a little bit more faith, quite frankly, in what they're being coached to do. Embrace the game plan instead of fighting the game plan, which I don't know this. I mean, he hasn't said to me that I don't think that this game plan will work or anything. This is just a feel that I get in watching him, that he doesn't look like he's fully invested in what they're trying to do every week. And I think that frustration that spilled over on the sideline about moving the ball downfield. Well, you know what? They moved the ball downfield a lot earlier in the season. It didn't always go well, Mike.
So you're saying that's a perception?
Yeah, I think that's my feel from Mac Jones. How can he be better? Get the players on board with what they're doing. It doesn't matter if you like it. You need to follow it. That's part of being a player and their coaches. You follow what the coaches are telling you. The time to deal with that is in the offseason, not in the middle of the season.
Great stuff from Paul. I think the whole discussion around Mac, to me, is frustrating from this standpoint. Watching him last year as a rookie, I saw a quarterback who was ascending. It was going up. Watching him this year, I see it going the other direction, quite frankly. And I ask myself, well, why is that happening? I think that's part of the reason why this whole coaching thing is in the discussion, because that was the big change, that and the offensive system. That being said, I think Mac has done better the last few games with ball security.
Absolutely.
So that's one area. But I'm not going to dismiss what Paul said. I think there is the leadership, the body language. Come on board, guys. We got this. We can do this. I think maybe that's an area that he can embrace and take the team with him going forward.
Is there hope for this football team? If they beat the Cardinals, what does that do?
Well, they do have opportunities to win games, and a lot of these games are against teams that they're going to be competing with potentially for postseason spots. There's some AFC games coming up after this one in Arizona. Find a way to get a win Monday night, Steve, and then there's hope. You lose Monday night, and I think that really the doubt continues to creep in, and the confidence, I think, is lost.
The Jets and Chargers really helped the Patriots out in the hope department this last weekend by losing, because it keeps the scenario alive that if you do what Paul said, beat the Cardinals, you're still right on that edge.
Right.
If you're thinking about, when you say hope, I assume you mean qualifying for the playoffs.
Playoffs.
So I do.
You got to find a way to win 10 games.
And I know I've repeated this, guys. I always go back to 2018. There wasn't a lot of hope at the end of that year, and they did find their stride and showed that anything is possible. Odds are slim that happens, but we did see it. So to me, if you're looking for hope, Steve, I think that's the place to look.
Prediction time.
This is a tough game to call for me. I need to know which version of the Patriots shows up, and I'm going to go off of the most recent evidence that we have the last couple of games. I think they'll be able to move the ball in Arizona. I think the Cardinals are a bad defense. I'm sorry. I think they'll be able to put some points on the board. I worry about those weapons on the Cardinals. I think Arizona wins the game 24-20.
Wow, not a lot of hope right there. You're shocked.
All that being said, I thought you were going to pick the Patriots, but that's all right. You really are.
Absolutely. I can see a scenario
Totally
that the
fair.
Patriots score a lot of points in this game
And
we
still
feel,
lose?
No, and win, and we feel a lot better about it.
Totally
I just
fair.
have to see it
It's
before
gotta
I
see it.
before I
It's the same
predict
thing.
it.
I'm picking the Patriots, and it's more about the Cardinals. I think 31st in the NFL in terms of points allowed.
This is fair.
32nd, last in the league in the red zone. I know the
Okay.
Patriots are last in the league offensively in the red zone. In the end, I think Nick Folk drills a game-winning field goal in a close game, 27-24.
Boy, you guys are good. Good. I mean, real good. I like him better, but you're good.
You're shocked. You're shocked.
That'll do it for this week's edition of Patriots All Access. For Mike Reese and Paul Perillo, I'm Steve Burton. Have a great week, everybody.